Welcome to the Daddy Issues Diaries, the podcast. I'm Deandra, and you can check out all my music under the same moniker. I wanted to start this diary that you can read on deandraviewsitall.com, and it's followed by a playlist with all the artists that inspired me. I wanted to start these diaries to connect with you as an artist and as a human being taking a healing journey via her music and, well, now these diaries to understand how her daddy issues influence her to hide her talent, even cower at saying that she has a dream and her dream is to sing and act. This first episode is called Salvatore Ferragamo. Let's begin. One of the biggest reasons I struggle with calling myself an artist and, in turn, being consistent with my releases is that I fear my efforts will bring me nothing, that all that hard work and exposure will leave me invisible, and the feelings I place in every soundscape and lyric deemed by the world unimportant. It was a feeling I often got with my dad when he would take me to buy himself shoes at Salvatore Ferragamo. My dad's favorite designer was Salvatore Ferragamo, and the more expensive, the more he bought it. It did not matter if it was ugly, because the price was lavish. My dad was so materialistic, if garbage bags started being sold as $10,000 shoes, you would hear his footsteps crinkling all over the place. Sadly, as a child, he would proudly boast how he would never give me a cent of money. You may ask why he did that. It sounds inherently vicious and deranged, and it was, especially because it was constant. For my dad, money was everything. He was a definition of flesh and blood, purely carnal in desire and manifestations. In perspective, I never met anybody so far away from God, but that is what my dad taught me about the devil. He did not fall because he wanted to be God. He fell because he wanted to be called it. My dad would preach humility and then brag about how he bought a new Lululemon jumpsuit like some white yoga teacher from Brooklyn. He'd flash gold Rolexes as if time itself had personally dripped over it, while brazenly denying me child support, money for textbooks, or even asking a 16-year-old if she could cover his dinner. That's why I found our mall trips torturous. My dad busted into my life like Steve Urkel in Family Matters, bigly, loudly, and with a higher octave voice. Yet he was not that often an appearance for how chaotically lingering he would be in presence. Sometimes I did not know why I'm still so hurt and recovering by his evil. Sure, he called me more bullying names than my actual one. Sure, he said he would pay money, pay for my postgrad, and then ghosted me on my first day studying abroad, leaving me no money to pay for anything in the very bank account he took me to open as a changed man. Sure, in one of the many love letters he wrote to my mother, he mentioned me once, and I directly quote, "If all I have to do to get you back is take her to eat at a diner, I will. P.S. I came in that her to eat at a diner part. I'm the her." My father deduced me into a bill he would desperately try to avoid until I was 18. But what I did not understand was why he needed to humiliate me. We just finished eating at Cheesecake Factory, of which I had started to eat salads in front of my dad. He had a weird way of pigifying the women in his life that he did not like or when he felt disappointed in them at the time. He would say my other sister would have continued being a model had she not started to look like she had eaten one. My grandmother and his least favorite sister, ironically my favorite aunt, were big because they ate men in every way. Looking back, we were fine. Yet misogynistic men understand that when they fail in character, they only have to come for women's looks, and suddenly, the ugliness of their soul could never compare to that of our face. Walking into Salvatore Ferragamo, my dad nearly orgasmed. I blinked and he was already trying 3 pairs of leather shoes retailed at $800 and up. Seeing him so lavishly buy for himself made me angry and bold. This was the guy that called me spoiled. This was the guy that thought I was doing too much. There he was, like a Cinderella, trying on every glass slipper the kingdom had to offer, while I had no money to go out with my friends that night. Often we made plans because we were all a bunch of broke kids, but deep down it hurt us that we were paying for Wendy's with dimes. So, as he walked out with four new pairs of Ferragamo like Cher in that shopping scene from Clueless, I asked him for $20 to hang with them. We were exiting the mall and my dad was feeling good. He bought me a salad, spent $3,000 on shoes for himself, and I was 17, which meant soon he would not have to buy me a salad. As we approached the door, I said, I'm going out to eat with my friends tonight. You think you can spare me a 20? Till this day, I remember the fear and courage I had to ask him because I knew more than likely I would get his verbal assault over those $20. This explains why I framed the question like the homeless person asking for a sandwich in front of the bodega. My dad did not even look at me as he packed his shoes in the trunk of his car. You don't need to eat anymore. You look like you've been fed. And that was it. He got shoes, and I got baddie issues and a personal vendetta against Salvatore Ferragamo. Every time I post a song or a video talking about me as an artist, I feel like I'm asking for $20 in exchange for verbal abuse. I just imagine the world saying horrible things to me I do not deserve or just continuing to ignore me and what I want from it. I do want the world to love me. I do want the world to give back to me every time I give my heart or request a sincere wish from it. Growing up with a dad that made sure such things never came true for me, and deciding that my dream is to become a star in one of the hardest industries ever, makes me feel so vulnerable that, like that girl in Salvatore Ferragamo, I almost do not want to ask.